Hi guys, Michael McJungan again, and happy 2 days after Thanksgiving, everybody. And today I'm going to read aloud another of the 5-minute Disney stories starring Donald Duck. Today's story, The Talent Show. Let us begin. Mickey Mouse sighed as he looked out the window. It was pouring rain outside. "Sorry, gang," he said. "It doesn't look like we'll be able to go for a hike today after all." "Now what are we gonna do?" Donald asked. "I have an idea," Minnie said. "Let's put on a talent show. We can have it right here. And we can invite all our friends," added Mickey. Donald had a great idea for an act, but he couldn't do it alone. "Hey, Pluto, want to be in my act?" Pluto barked happily. "Rumph, rumph." "Great," Donald replied. He dashed to the kitchen. A few minutes later, he came back carrying a large bowl of fruit. Everyone was curious about Donald's props, but he didn't want to ruin the surprise. "Come on, Pluto," he said. "Let's go practice in the attic." Donald waited until they were all alone to tell Pluto about his big idea. "We're going to have the best act in the talent show," he exclaimed. "I'm going to juggle all this fruit. Then I'll throw it to you one piece at a time, so you can balance it on your nose." Donald grabbed an apple, a peach, and a pear. "Watch this," he said as Donald tossed the fruit into the air and started to juggle. Pluto was impressed that he sat back and barked his approval. "Hurr, hurr." "Good. You sit, just like that," Donald told Pluto. "Now I'll throw the fruit over one at a time. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Just as Donald tossed the peach to Pluto, the attic door opened, and Pluto spun around to see who was there. The peach sailed past his head and landed on the floor with a juicy splat. "I just wanted to see if you'd like to help invite our friends to the talent show," said Daisy, holding up a phone. "Can't you see we're practicing?" Donald snapped. Then he closed the door right in Daisy's face. Her nose is probably a bit bruised from what that happened, but nonetheless. Donald picked up the smashed peach. "Yuck," he said. "I can't juggle with this." Donald then plucked a plum from the fruit bowl, started juggling again. The fruits were whoosh, whoosh, whoosh through the air. This time, when Donald tossed the plum into the air, Pluto was ready. He caught it on his nose. "Great job," Donald cheered. "Okay, here comes the pear." Pluto and Donald jumped. The plum rolled off of Pluto's nose, and Donald dropped the pear and the apple accidentally, and all the fruit went. "Hi there, Donald. Howdy, Pluto. Wow, looks like you're working really hard," Mickey said. "I can't wait to..." "What do you want?" Donald grumbled. "We're almost ready to go on. I was wondering if you'd like to help decorate the set." "We don't have time for that," Donald said. "Can't you see we're practicing?" "Oh," Mickey said. "Sorry to bother you." Donald took a deep breath and picked up another apple. "It's almost time for the show," he said, "and we still haven't practiced all the way through." Pluto looked worried. "It's okay, Pluto," Donald continued. "I'm good at juggling things, and you're good at catching things. I'm sure it'll be..." Just then Minnie poked her head into the attic. "Does anybody need help with their customers?" she asked. "No!" Donald hollered. What we need is practice, and no more interruptions." "I'm sorry," Minnie replied. "But Mickey also asked me to give you a message. The show's about to start." Donald peeked out the attic window, and sure enough, he could see Huey, Dewey, and Louie dodging raindrops as they hurried to the house. "Good luck with your last practice," Minnie said in a small voice before she slipped out the door. Donald had glanced at the fruit bowl. It had looked so full before, but now there was only like a prickly pineapple, a watermelon, and a bunch of bananas left. There was barely enough fruit to juggle in the show, let alone to practice with. When they went downstairs, Donald and Pluto could see how hard everyone had worked to get ready for the talent show. Donald wondered if they'd have time to practice their own acts. "I'm sorry," Daisy said. "I should have helped everybody get ready, instead of yelling at you for interrupting our rehearsal." Mickey smiled and stepped in front of the audience. "Welcome, friends, to the Rainy Day Talent Show," he announced. Donald watched as his friends shared their acts. First, Mickey Mouse performed an amazing magic act. Then Minnie did a special dance. Next, Daisy played a song on her harmonica. "You're up," Mickey told Donald and Pluto. "Break a leg." I'd say good call. But, well, Donald and Pluto walked to the center of the stage. As Pluto sat back on his haunches, Donald had grabbed the bunch of bananas, but Donald never juggled with a bunch of bananas before. The bananas flew across the room, making the whole audience laugh. Donald's cheeks turned pink as he grabbed the pineapple and tossed it in the air. "Oh, ow, oh, ah!" Donald exclaimed as he tried to juggle it. He glanced at Pluto, who shook his head and hid it under his paws. Soon only watermelon was left. And when Pluto saw Donald reach for it, he hid under the couch. The audience howled with laughter. Too embarrassed and upset to face his friends, Donald rushed off the stage. Pluto nuzzled his hand. A few minutes later, Mickey, Minnie, and Daisy joined them. "What's wrong, Donald?" Daisy asked. Donald stared at her in amazement. "What's wrong?" he asked. "Everything. My act was a disaster. It made everyone laugh and turned me into a big joke." "Actually," Mickey said, "you and Pluto were the stars of the show." "That's right," Minnie agreed. "We wanted to entertain our friends, and you did. Everyone's having a great time. In fact, I can still hear them clapping." Donald couldn't believe it. But Mickey was right. Everyone was clapping. You better get out there and give them an encore." "I don't have enough fruit," Donald said. "Pineapples and watermelons were not made for juggling." "How about your juggle balls instead? And we'll have to save the fruit for fruit salad," said Minnie, giggling. And that's the end. Well, guys, that shall do it for today, and I hope you enjoyed hearing this read-along of a Donald Duck's 5-minute story. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.